I'm Jeremiah Giocmer and I'm here to report about one of the largest group among the indigenous people of southern Mindanao, the Bagawo and their dances. So what is Bagawo? The Bagawo are proud people of Proto-Malayan features and with a strong social structure enable them to integrate with the main body of politics while retaining much of their indigenous customs, beliefs, and values. They are short, slim, broad-headed, and a light brown reddish appearance. The Bagawo are established people practice with agriculture as well as hunting and fishing. One of their cultural dance is the Baliti dance. It is a Bagawo dance representing the quivering of the leaves of the Baliti tree. The Bagawo are by origin as a nomadic tribe. It means that they travel from one place to another by hacking their way through the forest and by tracking their fruits and resources. The Bagawo are referred as an ethnic because they are the people whose distinctive identity is rooted in history. The Bagawo are the predominant inhabitants of the significant mountain ranges of Mount Apo or Apo Sandwa as the tribal people. Sibulan is the ancient settlement of the Bagawo, meaning the horns of Negros, but it also known as the native as Magaso. A long time ago, a group of Spanish soldiers met a Bagawo women. Carrying their bamboo tubes and tools, they used to fetch water from the area. None of the women understood the soldier when they were asked what the name of the place is. So the women thought the Spaniards were asking them for the source of water. So they replied, Sibuls, meaning spring. Later on, the Spaniards gave the region its name as the Land of Sibuls or Land of Numerous Springs. The dress of the men consists of short, tightly fitting jacket, open in front, and a very short, tight trunks. The men wear kerchief, folded and tied on their heads. The women's jackets are similar in the shape to those of the men, but they are closed in the front. The women wear also a tube skirt, of the same width throughout like a sack. A woman's coiffure is embellished with bread-encrusted crumbs cut of the wood, which is hung heavy festoons of breads. That's all. Thank you for listening. I hope you learned something today, and thank you so much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Aisha Arzaga, and I am here to talk about the Philippine folk dance from Bukidnon, which is called Binanog. Binanog is known as traditional dance during Binanog Festival on January. It has become the integral part of the indigenous folk arts and crafts of the Zinic municipality, and it also reflects the rich cultural ancestry, the traditional legacy during the ancient times that has penetrated the Lambunao during this modern time. The Binanog dance is popularly known as the courtship dance or dinagmay. It is associated with a particular event and performed during festival or occasions that is celebrated during annually. It is also known as Inagong Sayaw-Sayaw locally with the Lambunaos, and it is accompanied by a musical instrument. The entire province celebrates the Binanog Festival that focuses on the traditional, the culture, and the background of the Panay Bukidnon. It is the celebration of their cultural heritage and also to unite the native and non-native cultures as well. Now, let's move on into discussing the history of the Binanog dance. The Binanog dance originates from the movement of the Banog, which is known as hawk, realizing that their grown chicken were slowly disappearing. The Lambunaon's forefathers, who then were living in the mountains, went into the depths of the forest. As they went along, they saw a male and a female hawk chasing each other. In their awe of watching the birds, they imitated the birds' movements, and which they termed it into Binanok. From then on, the said movement became a dance and was handed to generations and to another. Now let's move on to knowing the costumes that a person should wear when they perform a dance, Binanok. The Binanok costume reflects to the popular culture and social lifestyles of the indigenous inhabitants of Panay. The indigenous culture of the Panay community, especially through their dance and music, was enhanced by colorful costumes. It was nestled in their exotic valleys and mountain ranges, which has a cold weather for most part of the year. Most of the local inhabitants of Panay prefer to wear colorful and multicolored attires that is from their needlework, that they prefer to look more attractive, and it is called tabok. And it was done by their bare hands. Where male typically wears black or red pants with black or red top with embroidered tubok patterns, although it's optional, and a bandana tied around their heads. The women optionally wear a pudong, or a headpiece made of old coins, a biningkit, or an adornment of old coins for the neck. Their tops are in kimono with a patadyong, strip as a skirt, and a piece of cloth wrapped around their waist. The unique dressing style of the local inhabitants displays their rich artistic caliber and creative instinct. The fine quality and the harmonious blend of attractive colors of the Panay Bukidnon clothing have taken many cultural workers by storm, and whoever visits the place makes sure to purchase their traditional needlework items.
Hi, I'm Justine Durag, and I'm here to talk about short history, introduction, and some example pictures of Manobo and Binobobo's costume. First, let's talk about what is Manobo. Manobo is also known as a lesser-known group, are ethnic groups living in the direct location in the country that are untouched and never been in by the Westerners. These tribal groups are Bukidnons, Bagobo, Manobo, Tibuli, Tagabili, Tagbanwa, Mansaka, Mandaya, Bilaan, Tagakaolo, and Tiruray. These all tribal groups believes in shaman or spirit, which are primarily erected in most of their dances. Next, what is Binobobo? Binobobo is type of fertility dance and type of courtship dance among the Manobos, or the panliligaw in Tagalog. These are examples of Binobobo's dance. These are examples of costume for girls and for boys. That's all. Thank you.
So there is no really dance that I found in the Mansaka tribe, or the wedding dance that they dance. So this is just the research that I found. After transcribing several Mansaka songs, dawat, and instrumental music, most of their music was constructed in pentatonic scale, a scale of consisting of five tones, which is the main characteristic of Asian music. Chanting is a common practice to Mansaka style of singing. Ornamentation of the melodic lines is also common both in singing and playing instruments. So, when they dance, the dance steps corresponds to the beat. A change in dynamics will also indicate changes their movements. For softer sounds, their movement is fine, slow, and subtle. For louder sounds, there are bigger, faster, and sometimes wild hand movements and footsteps. The indication of sudden change of the dynamics level from soft to loud is called lugoy. Some pieces are strophic form, binary form, and true composed. However, depending on the ceremony and occasion, the performance may last for several days. For example, the wedding and harvest ceremonies, the celebration may last for weeks. Even in the dawat, the singer can sing stories about their history and ancestor endlessly.
So, one of the ethnic or tribal dances that we have is the dugso, which have at least 12 varieties, to name a famous few. There's the dugso songko, dugso kalasungay, dugso kabanglasan, lagoras, inaksyon, and the heniklaran. However, the dances serve the same purpose of a ritual to give thanks for their received blessings to their deities. When performed with a bonfire or dapulan, they dance around it and believe that the smoke will carry their prayers, intense devotion, and love to the dwelling place of the gods. In some occasions, they use a bangkaso for the ritual instead. The bangkaso is a small table laden with fruits harvest, serving as their offering or ally. So for the history of dugso or dugso, from the Bukidnon dialect, which literally translates to dance, it is originated in the Philippines and is an old ceremonial performance of the tribe in Bukidnon, Agusan, and Misamis Oriental. It is usually held on occasions such as Kaliga or feasts, Kaamulan or tribe gatherings, and celebrating abundant harvests, birth of male heir, or victories in war. Looking at this, the dance has no specific occasion, whichever and whenever the mentioned occasions happen, they perform the dance to entertain their deities as a Thanksgiving ritual performance or a prayer. So, now, when the dance is performed, the dancers wear an ensemble, what we call sinuyaman. It comprises of panaksoy, which is the bodice decorated with stripes of usually white, black, red, or yellow, and a red sinefa, decorated with triangles or zigzag patterns, and the edges have appliques. It has bell-shaped sleeves and is cut just above the hip to show the tattoos in their midribs. And next we have the saya, or the bottom part, which is a wraparound skirt that matches the top, of course. It is usually tucked at the right by the end of the skirt, like a tapis, that looks like a back-to-back bib with the bibs just hanging from the sides. And next we have the sulam, which is the headdress. This headdress honors the mythical and colorful papagayok bird. A triangular cloth, panika, also covers the base of the sulam. And it is embroidered in designs matching the top, or the panaksoy. It is made from a big metal comb with radially arranged decorated stick of yarns and colorful feathers. So basically it looks like a peacock's tail, which is really beautiful and amusing. And proceeding, the male higaonon sulam consists of around 4 sticks clipped at the front of the head by a headscarf. Take note that this male version of the sulam is only exclusive to the elite bagani, or the leader of the tribe.
Didiwata. Pagdidiwata is a ceremonial rite performed during bilog or full moon for the purpose of healing the sick, imploring or thanksgiving for a good and bountiful harvest. For the history of Pagdidiwata, Pagdidiwata is a dance originated from the Tagbano tribe of Palawan. which depicts ritual after a rice harvest. The rites are held as a part of Thanksgiving and part of an appeal for continued protection by the Diwata or gods. The ritual of pagdidiwata is held after the rice harvest on the last 3 days of the last moon. The pagdidiwata takes place in the evening and deep into the night with the babaylan, a high priest who goes to a trance to intercede the spirit of their relative and ancestors. And for the costume of pagdidiwata, it needs 2 bundles of palay, rice grains, brass gong, antique jar, and bamboo straws.
Todak is a Bagobo dance on the rice plantings and harvesting cycle. It is a type of Bagobo tribe dance in ethnic group on Mindanao. It is the dance on the rice planting and harvesting cycle. Their costume tend to use costume when speaking to non-Bagobo. Among themselves, they use ompak, a garment or a clothing. Costume is not just a costume pronounced with a local accent. It referred to something more exact. For the Bagobo, the implementation of these clothes took on multiple meanings and delineated the many modes of being modern Bagobo. Textile continues profoundly connect to ideas of the self in the relation to the group, especially with the regard to shared ideals of spiritual understanding and belonging.
Hi, my name is Mel Anthony Tipono, and let's talk about Hinaklaran from group of Bukidnon. In Bukidnon, there are named Hinaklaran or other term for offering festival. And the ritual of the 3 daughters in the first, there is chanting and dancing around the altar. The women dance the well-known dugso, while a baylan ceremony chants her own invocation. This is the example of group Hinaklaran. A history of Hinaklaran. During the festival celebration of municipality of Malaybalay, a town official thought of inviting some indigenous people to town and made them perform a few dance steps at the Plaza Rizal to enliven the festival celebration. There are different kinds of ethnic dance in Bukidnon. One, there are dugso and the one is Hinaklaran. Costume of Hinaklaran dance is they call traditional Hinaguon costume. First is for the male costume. The shirt is tailored marine colored polo shirt made of plain black, white, red clothes. Depending on one tribal status or position, it is accented by any 2 or 3 colors in joint triangle design or diamond shaped cuts placed horizontally along the lower part of sleeves. Vertically in the front of at the black and sometimes alongside the collar. The second is the pants, tailored pants of the same color that of the shirt or any other colors accent by other Hinagoon colors placed along the 2 other sides of pants at horizontally along the bottom and the knees line. Like this picture. So have a female costume. The blouse, a hip length belt sleeve blouse made of any one of the 3 Hinagoon colors with a 1 button opening at the back, accented by the same design or cutting horizontally along the necklace, along the lower part of sleeve, and along the abdominal line. The skirts and ankle length and skirt commonly of the same color as the blouse, of any plain 3 colors, accented by the same cutting horizontally along the knee or the lower of the legs. This picture